Welcome
What
to
is
another
good, everybody?
episode. Welcome to another episode of It's Real to Me podcast with your boy Tyler and your boy Robert.
So before
And
we
we
get
got
started,
quite a
so
bit.
I
We
know,
got what?
I want to give like a little bit of an update. So for those who don't have seen our show, yes, I know I'm at work, in which got to make that money, but yeah. So if the background noise is a little bit different, yeah, I'm still at work. So I mean,
All right.
that's all I gotta add.
We've got quite a bit to talk about today. Not
That's
as
good enough for
much as I
me.
would like because it's been very quiet this week, considering there hasn't been many stuff going on. Um, But let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the whole Athena Jody threat situation that happened on Dark. Um, where it seemed like Athena was stiffing Jody Threat in this match, and Tony
I didn't
Khan
see
got
it.
scared, and he talked to them after the match saying, "Listen, don't do that." Um, what he fails to, and in my opinion, and everybody else's opinion, what he fails to see is that Jody Threat had stiffer matches with other people. That was
Yeah,
nothing. That was completely nothing. And as far as Athena going into this heel persona, I thought it was genius for that week. She's normally a babyface. She's been a
hmm
babyface for a while. Um, she went heel for this match. Which it was because Jody Threat. They were in Jody Threat's hometown, and
that
they were
makes
cheering
sense.
her, so she Athena went heel for the week. But she was throwing stiff punches. The only
Well, that
gripe that I had about that match was there was a slam that did get botched, but
oh
I
yeah,
feel like
well that
that was more like miscommunication on both their parts, not just Athena's.
hmm
And
yeah.
hopefully, it's just a case of that he only talked to them about the slam itself in that match instead of the whole match being stiff. Because I've seen stiffer matches than what I saw from the
Yeah,
guys than the women. Um, and Jody Threat has had stiffer matches with the guys.
yeah.
So I kind of feel like Tony Khan needs to loosen the reins a little bit. But I'm glad he's trying to put his foot down on situations now, as opposed to him being buddy buddy all the time with the talent. I'm happy
Yeah,
about that.
and
There's signs that he's done being buddy buddy.
because you got to realize this too, like in like before all before you start putting this foot down, people have to realize too, like when you start becoming buddy, like nothing's gonna get done. Like no work has ever gotten done.
And
Like
and there's been nothing but chaos.
I mean,
Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara started a fight backstage.
I
Um,
mean, like the all out.
you had the whole Ace Steel, CM Punk, and Young Bucks and Kenny Omega situation, which I'm gonna get to. There was a punishment. So, but you had a lot of chaos. So I see where Tony Khan's coming from. He's saying, "Look, I messed up. I was too buddy buddy with the talent. I need to start putting my foot down with this talent." And
I mean,
saying,
because you
"I'm the
got good talent.
boss. I'm the boss here. If you cause havoc backstage, you're gonna either be suspended or fired."
Because and like I said, Tony Khan has to realize too, like we got some underrated talent on that roster,
We do.
and it's just like this is I feel like this is time he needs to like, and I've said this too. Like I think a couple of shows a couple of times. I don't know if I ever mentioned it to you. There are instances where I feel like he needs to nut up and shut up, and actually grow a pair and set his foot down. And I
That
think
is
that's what we're seeing this week.
that is literally what every single wrestling fan who's seen AEW and have delved into these issues with Tony Khan and the talent.
He's
They
too
were saying
friendly.
this is Tony Khan. This was on Tony Khan. The whole
hmm
chaos backstage that has since died down, luckily.
Yeah. because
It's died
that was
down.
just ugly.
It's died down considerably because of this. He's actually gotten better with not being buddy buddy with the talent, putting his foot down, saying, "Look, if you cause issues, I'm suspending you, possibly without pay or
I mean,
firing you."
he's well, him and Shaq Khan are the only one that's writing the checks for the talent. So I mean, I think
No,
he has
no,
to
no,
realize.
no, 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 no. Shad Khan has no hands on AEW. It's all Tony Khan. Um, Now the only thing they do coincide with money wise is the Jaguars, but Tony Khan has complete control and money over AEW. So this whole daddy's money thing is just not right. Did he use some of it to buy AEW? Yes, but it's the majority of it's his because he's rich
Yeah,
still.
it's not just Tony
Um,
Khan. I mean, we seen me and Cody put investment in. You saw the Young Bucks put an investment in. There's
that's the
multiple
thing.
investment.
That's the thing. He put some of his dad's money into this, but the rest of it was Cody, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Hangman. Also,
Shout out to
reporting
Charles Turner.
also, huh?
Was it Paul
Yeah,
Turner? Right, that's
I
his
was gonna,
name.
no, and wait, does this tie into the Hangman thing?
The with the
Oh,
concussion.
it was a Hangman match. It was a Hangman match. Yeah, that's right. Shout out to Paul Turner, man. He took, put it this way, Rob. He took concussions more seriously than the NFL did.
Even the wrestling business takes it seriously, just as a
The
whole.
wrestling business takes it more seriously than
And not to mention,
freaking
Hugh,
the
you're in
NFL.
Jackson. It's bad enough to where you're like, you have, even though this shit's, yes, we know it's scripted, but you have to realize, like,
One wrong
there,
move. Here's the thing: they're still diving off the top rope. They're still slamming people. One wrong move with
yeah,
these slams or the top rope moves, you're
that
injured.
can change. Not just that, it can change the course of your career.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Hall of Famers, let's just say, not being themselves. I mean, granted, I mean, some of them know how to take a beating, but that's besides the point. I mean, perfect example. I know this is kind of, start part of wrestling though. Like a guy like Mick Foley. Like how many times has this dude? I mean, I could have mentioned what his body had gone through over the
This
years.
dude had a busted up lip, a tooth shooting out of his lip into his nose. Um,
After got thrown off the cell and we still wanted to fight.
his ear got ripped off by the ropes when he was in WCW in the
I forgot
'90s.
about that.
Remember, he got hung up on the rope. It was like the biggest thing. Like he
I
that he
forgot
talks
about
about.
that.
And he talks about in interviews and stuff. Like those shoot interviews. Like he talks
Oh
about it.
yeah.
And
Oh, absolutely.
he literally got his ear ripped off. Like the earlobe part ripped off.
But I, but I mean, like we
Or
said too, like
the cartilage part of his ear.
yeah,
This
it's the
part
top, yes, the
ripped off.
top part of your ear, which
Yeah.
is the most flexible, I would say. But like I said, I want to try. Like I said, I want to go like because this kind of ties into like I said, since we are talking about Paul Turner and really he's really a lot of times too. I feel like he's one of the most underrated referees in the wrestling
He
business,
for sure is. And he
and
showed
the
that.
fact that
He showed that this Wednesday. And the thing is, this is what happened. Hangman Page took a hit or something. I didn't see the match itself,
yeah
but he took a massive bump where he
yeah
got concussed. And the thing is,
yeah he
Paul Turner had to look to, all Paul Turner had to do was look at this man
his
because he had visible
trust me,
signs of concussion. He put up
yeah
the X, put up the X, and he ended the
yeah.
match.
And speaking with that too, it's just like even when I saw that, it's like when he took that bump, and it's just like when he got up, like you could definitely, like you said, there's some visible signs that he was concussed. I mean, another sign you could say is can he, can he look, have eye contact? He was glossy eyed. That pretty much just ended it right there. And Paul Turner really did a good job. I mean, now now, even though Hangman, whether you like him or hate him, is still a good wrestler, but it sucks that he had to go through a concussion, doing the concussion protocol. But and this is the kind of thing I want to kind of talk about is MGF finally getting an opportunity. after was it a couple of
dude,
years at this point.
dude. Finally, finally,
Like
this man gets a push. Finally, he's in the
it's
title
just
picture. It sucks that it had to take an injury to get him to be put in this match, but
mm,
finally, my guy, he is
it's
in the match at
oh,
Full Gear.
but
Um, but we got a punishment from AEW from the fiasco of the fight between the
from the
Young
all
Bucks,
out.
Ace Steel, and CM Punk.
Okay.
From the All Out backstage fight, we got a punishment. Ace Steel has been fired by AEW.
Yeah, I saw that. It's just like my thing
He
is too.
has
It's just
been
like
he has been fired. And honestly, if Ace
good
Steel didn't
riddance.
come around, good riddance, because he basically was he's a bad influence on Puck.
He was an enabler in
He
lack of a better
enabled
term,
he enabled this whole thing to happen.
because it's like if I'll say this too. If Punk didn't bring Steel in, I think stuff could have been like this could have been a lot different if Steel wasn't brought in to be alongside.
Yeah,
But
but
then again,
he basically was like speak your mind and all that crap probably
and
backstage,
that
and
really ruined him.
it set everything up, and then after that you got a backstage fight where chairs are thrown. Um,
Like it's was not
you
pretty to say
have
the
you have
least.
you have every member of the elite except for Hangman Page suspended. Um, even Brandon Cutler was suspended.
Honestly, that dude needs. For me, I would say the dude has been nothing but. For me, I'd say. For me, I think Cutler's going to be one of those guys. I feel like AEW needs to give him a fresh start elsewhere because they're not doing nothing with him. It's just
He's just basically the Young Bucks lackey at this point. But he's a comedy character.
what up,
What's
Keith?
up, Key? Um, but good riddance, Ace Steel. You should have not even been in AEW.
Because like we said, I mean, if
And
Steel was,
honestly, Rob, if CM Punk is fired, good riddance to him too.
if I'm not mistaken, they already fired his ass already. If I'm not mistaken.
They didn't. They didn't. They only fired Ace Steel. They were thinking about firing CM Punk. They only fired Ace Steel.
Now, like I said, I mean, things could have been a lot different if Ace Steel did,
Yeah.
like say,
Wait.
enabled to be
Yeah.
basically what led was a fuse to the ticking time bomb, which led to like we said to the all out at the presser, and was not for me when I saw that he brought him in. It's like I had a gut feeling like this is not going to end. This is not going to go well,
Because Ace Steel
and
has caused issues.
like
He
that
made
that's just
CM
that's
Punk have issues with these wrestlers. He made him have issues with Colt Cabana.
even the
He made him have issues with other wrestlers in Ring of Honor that don't like the guy. He
and
probably
here's
had
the
a hand
thing.
in him. He probably had a hand in him with his rant in WWE and him leaving
Yeah,
WWE.
now that you think about it,
Now that I think about it, yeah, now that we think about
does
it,
make logical sense.
WWE was in the right the entire time, but we sided with Punk, and wrongfully
But
so.
look, yeah, and it's crazy as too. Like with Ace, because like I said, kind of pitting Punk against Cabana. Because from what we knew, like Punk and Cole Cabana are very good close friends. And then ever
They
since with
were.
Ace Steel kind of,
They were. Here's the thing: before Ace Steel caused the rip between those two, they were best friends.
oh yeah, I mean,
And then
probably the best,
Ace Steel got in between of them,
and
influenced
just was
Punk to be a
toxic.
piece of crap, and then they just weren't friends anymore. The last ever appearance that Punk had made, and it was the end of their friendship after that, was the podcast in 2014.
Yeah,
He was on with Colt Cabana. And
yeah.
after that, it was gone. And the
It
thing
was
is,
just pretty much aspiring downhill.
and then the thing is though, look at it this way. This man was firing shots at Colt Cabana on WBTV in 2011, and he kept firing
That's
shots
yeah, I forgot about
for
that.
years. 2014, I'm pretty sure, probably after his podcast, they
He
were
did
trying to
mention
try.
Cole Cabana in that pipe bomb.
Yeah, hi, Coco Band, like in a condescending way,
Also,
trying to diss him.
also,
But
but no,
Rob, hold on. But he saved face for 2014. I bet you Colt Cabana the entire show wanted to punch this guy in the face.
no, I would.
I
Even
would.
though
My weak ass probably would do. I probably wouldn't get anywhere with him. He probably knocked me the heck out. But dude,
because the way
you
that
were
I see
throwing
it, it's just like
shots. You were throwing shots at Colt Cabana from 2011 to 2014.
you're to your best friend
Your best
that you know
friend.
for years.
Your best friend. You're throwing shots at him.
But learn now, like you said, looking at it logically, it looks like it looked like because
The
back then
cancer, the source of the cancer that CM Punk is was Ace Steel. That's the source.
because because think of this too, like before A Steel came to AEW, like I mean Punk actually
Here's
worked.
here's where the tide changed. This man looked like he was going to be a changed man. He didn't even cause issues before
And we
Ace
see
Steel. He didn't cause issues.
no, because we seen people backstage kind of praising him and like how he likes to work. They want to work with it. I mean,
He
I
said
heard
he
some.
literally flat out said in his beginning promo in 2021, flat out said, I want to work with this young talent. We've got amazing young talent in AEW. Then he goes and calls them kids in a condescending way after Ace still shows up. After that,
Because
that
if you
tells
really
me
think about,
right there. That tells me right there, Rob. Ace Steel's the problem.
yeah, and I find it very cool. It's a very like you said. I mean, I know, like you said, it's the source, but don't you think it's a coincidence where we seen CM Punk, especially back in before like the infamous quote unquote pipe bomb and all everything, like he was actually really fun to watch. But never later since like the last like from 2011, like I said, from 2011 to 2014, something was off. And if we didn't
But
know at the
here's
time what it
but
was,
also, but also, his run in Ring of Honor was messy. No one liked him
yeah,
because
well,
of
that
Ace
was
Steel. Because of Ace Steel. Ace Steel's the issue.
like ACL should needs to stay away from the wrestling business in its
Stay away from
entirety.
Punk. Stay away from Punk.
Because I would
You
say
know
this too.
what?
This dude has
You know
caught.
what's probably gonna happen next, and it's gonna make me even angrier. He's going to step between in his he's gonna even step between in his marriage.
Oh,
I could see
and
that
that
happening.
honest, if I'm Punk, if that's gonna get the case,
Can
because
CM Punk realize this man is trying to ruin his life
yeah, I mean,
by
if I'm because
causing
the way
by causing fake beef with other wrestlers, and you saying basically Ace still saying you guys fight so that Punk can get fired from every company.
because not to mention too, you cost this man his job. The fact you're gonna have the gall to cross that line. Honestly, at this point, if I'm Punk, if Punk does realize that he's gonna get in between his marriage, I wouldn't be surprised if Punk kicked the crap out
He's
of
not.
him. I
No, I'm not
would.
saying he is. I'm saying I bet you he might. I bet you.
No,
This
I
is just
know
a
that,
theory.
but
But
what I'm
here's
saying is to go to that theory. If you're Punk, let's just say this: if you're Punk and like you said, let's test your theory on this. If I'm Punk, if I see this, like see between the lines where he's going to try to cross, because if you really look to see where my hand is, like if Punk's here or and then or sorry Steel, but if Steel goes over that line, that if I'm Punk, I would have to beat the shit out of him. I really would
but
because
here's
you're
the
really put.
thing. Here's the thing though. Punk is so blinded.
That is
He's
true.
blinded. He's blinded. He's not seeing what's happening right here. He's not seeing it. He's so blinded. He's been blinded since his Ring of Honor days. The Ace Steel is the issue.
And I really hope AJ and like I said goes along with theory. And I hope AJ
AJ Lee needs to knock some sense into this guy and say,
like
look,
literally to open your eyes, damn it.
open your damn eyes because Ace Steel is the issue.
Because this dude has costed this man. I mean, there's a significant amount of money. Like
He's
this
costed
dude,
him millions. He costed him millions in WWE. He's potentially going to cost him millions in AEW if Punk gets fired.
and yeah,
And
it's
he's costed them the fans because fans
and
have turned
that's
on Punk, and rightfully so, because he is so influenced by this Ace Steel guy
it,
that
it's it,
it's
it,
just
it's ridiculous.
it is. It's very ridiculous, man.
And
Um,
and it hurts me too because I was a huge Punk fan too.
it
It
hurt me
hurts
too
me.
because I was a Punk guy from 2006 to when he got fired in 2014. I was a huge Punk guy.
And then now we see
We're
at face
seeing
value at the time, you
face
know,
value. Yeah, face value at the time, we were siding with Punk because WWE had their faults.
but looking at it realistically, it's like that makes sense. Now we find out where the
This man is
source
really
of
trying to. This man is really, and the whole Triple H thing. That promo he cut on Punk, were saying you only cry when you don't get your way. Remember that promo in 2011?
yeah, I remember
That
that.
was that was real. That was real. He cries when he doesn't get his way. He wins the title, yes. Oh, I don't get the main event spot. Well, no kidding.
Because there's better talent than
The
you.
Rock, The Rock, and John Cena got the main event slot because they're legends.
And
You're not.
that made that.
You were only
And
a
if
few
I'm not,
years into this company, buddy.
this was you said 2011. Because I remember that paper, that WrestleMania, that build up to WrestleMania, that made the millions, if I'm not mistaken, between The Rock and
Yeah,
Cena. I think over the last
it
two
made a
years.
brilliance. And the thing is, who would you have on there? Punk and John Cena? Or a
If no,
marquee match? John Cena versus The Rock. You would have that second match all day.
I would, because you
All
really think
day.
about it. Because if I'm not mistaken, too, this is at the time where Cena was how long into the company? Because he came in what about
He came in
2002?
'02. He came in '02. They had their first Mania match 2011. Like early, no,
Because
not 2011, 2012. They had their
2012.
first match. This was
Because
2012.
I remember this too. It's just like this was like I guess you could say like a passing of the torch from The Rock to to Cena to be
This
the
was
next face of the company.
the thing is, this started a 3-year feud with Cena because he wanted to pass the torch to Cena.
I don't know. I was
The
fucking
only
hyped for
way
that.
to do that, the only way to do this story is if it's in the main event slot every single Mania that they're in. That's the only way.
And
But
that was a
Punk,
huge moneymaker.
but Punk, being the little baby that he was back in 2011, cried because he didn't get the main event slot
Because for me, I don't. Well,
when there was a
I,
marquee match being booked. A marquee
and
match.
we, if I'm not mistaken, too, we also asked for that too. It's like we
We
kind of
asked
dreamed.
for
It was like a
Rock.
dream,
Literally, the majority of the fans wanted Rock and Cena the main event,
and we got it.
and we got
Last
it.
what?
And yet you complained. You complained, Punk, that you didn't get the main event slot in 2012.
Like, come on now. But
But the thing
but
is,
like you said,
but you got to think too. Let's go back to 2006 to about 2010.
yeah,
This man's not causing problems. He's loved backstage.
just put on some good matches, even though unfortunately
Put on great
rebooted
matches.
ECW.
He was one of the bright spots of rebooted
He was
ECW.
one, and he's one. I think one of the biggest main event stars on that roster, if I'm not
He
mistaken, at the
was
time too.
he won the world heavyweight title either '08 or '09,
Yeah,
and he wasn't an issue. He was a great locker room guy. He was seen as one of the best guys in that locker room. Wasn't causing havoc. There was questions of him going in. Can he not cause havoc in that locker room? Because he had caused havoc leading up to his debut in '06
yeah.
in the ROH locker room. He didn't. Why was he that good in that locker room, not causing havoc, and then all of a sudden in 2011 into 2012, he's causing issues. He's causing a rift between him and John Cena, or him and The Rock, him and the fans, him and the company. Why is it all of a sudden now an issue?
But like you said, it comes from one man, and that was Ace Steel, like you said.
He was friends with Ace Steel since his Ring of Honor days, and I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if it came to light that Ace Steel was the catalyst for the 2011 fiasco.
I could give, because trust me, if that comes to light, could you imagine? I mean, the internet, the wrestling world is going to come unhinged.
Honestly, the wrestling world's going to say, you know what? That's right. You know what? That's the truth. You know what?
Because the truth needs to be
Ace
said.
Steel's the problem. And the thing is, I'm telling you right now, why was it from, I'm putting two and two together.
Like from
From
like like
06, from '06 to I would say
about 2010, give or
about
take.
2010, early 2011, he's not causing issues.
I mean, he had put on some good matches over that span. But like I
The
said, like when
man, the man was
like
the man was actually doing a fantastic job, not causing havoc backstage like he did in Ring of Honor.
he
And
had a
then,
really
like
good,
I said, he was a really good locker room guy.
yeah,
No
very
one
good
hated
locker room
him.
leader.
He was a At one point he was a locker room leader. At one point, but but then
Like you
2011
said,
hits. The summer of Punk happens. And yes, you can make a case once he won the title, it got to his head. But here's the thing: he had won the world title, the world heavyweight title, the big gold belt, a few years prior to that. What's up?
when uh,
A few years prior to that. Did it get to his head? No. But
because
all
he
of a
worked
sudden,
his,
he wins the all of a sudden, he wins the WWE Championship in the summer of 2011, and he's causing issues because The Rock came back. No,
like that's very like I would call like when you really looked at it because if you looked at between like I said from '06 to 2010 early 2011 this dude worked his ass off to get to be a world champion. I mean, yes, he held the ECW title, which great wasn't
and
the
here's the
what
thing: he wouldn't have gotten that spot to win the title if he was a locker room cancer leading up to that. But he wasn't. So he earned the W title shot and won it.
and like you said, I mean a
He
story.
earned that spot. He earned the spot to be the champion, the big champion, the WWE champion. Because Vince saw that he was a hard worker, he wasn't causing issues.
It's
And then
it's
and then I'm telling you right now, he probably had a conversation with Ace Steel of all people, ranting, "Oh, I'm not happy because The Rock is back," and Ace Steel's probably saying, "Give him hell." And CM Punk
and
said,
unfortunately,
"Okay." He
because for
had
me,
that
I
pipe.
feel like
He had that pipe bomb, which honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if that was unscripted.
yeah,
And
and like you
then,
said,
and then you had him winning. You know, he had that good run. Him complaining that he didn't have The Rock beat him for a main event spot, and then him walking out of the company, and then him
if I'm not
complaining,
mistaken,
oh, and then him complaining, oh, I got released on my wedding day. If you didn't pull the petty crap that you did walking out of the company, they want to pull the petty crap back at you.
yeah.
That's the
Well,
thing.
there is a
And
saying,
I
karma
used to,
is a bitch.
and I used, yeah, he is. No ifs, ands, or buts. You said it perfectly. He's a big one. He's a big one.
No,
Um,
I said, I mean, that's karma for you.
it's
At the same
karma.
time,
And here's
now,
the thing.
Tyler, let me ask you
Hold
this. This is
on.
all the. Let me ask you this. This was what? Okay, because this is what like the Rock's last match in the company before he went full time Hollywood, if I'm not mistaken. At the same time,
This was his
and
last. This was his last run, 2011 to 2014, because he had his final match at I think Mania 2014 or
2014.
2013. Yeah, it was Mania 2014. He had his last match, and it was basically it was him and Cena for the WWE title, and he gave Cena the belt as passing of the torch because he was leaving for Hollywood. He retired in 20. He would retire soon after that from wrestling. He would announce his
And like you
retirement
said,
too.
yep.
It was very public
And
that he
like
was announcing his retirement. But so yeah, it
that's
was
just
basically just to pass the torch to Cena. But CM Punk, being a little baby that he is, got
took
mad
offense
at
to
it.
that.
He took offense to that. He shouldn't have taken offense to that. The Rock is a legend, and at this point, this is 2011. Cena was cementing himself. He cemented himself as a legend
To be,
at that
mm-hmm.
point. And you're telling me that you had a problem with a legend passing the torch to another legend? Come on, man.
It, and like you said, I mean, with Ace still kind of hanging around, be like that shadow. Now we realize where that all, like you said, where the like that quote unquote frustration stems from. Because let's
And
say
the thing
if
is, the Ace Steel situation wasn't even that public in 2011 because he wasn't even showing his face on TV or and being publicly influenced or Punk being publicly influenced by this guy like he was when he went to AEW.
yeah, that is a very good point. But
So
like I said, it's very coincidental of how this
it
track of
is.
events now we
And I'm telling you,
because
putting two and two together, this man had a great run from '06 to 2010, not causing issues. All of a sudden in 2011, he's
in 11
causing.
it just like even though I don't think they really didn't say it at the time. There were some issues in the locker room, but we knew. I think we also had a gut feeling like there was something going on behind the scenes, even though they never tell us. But like you said, putting two and two together,
It
almost
was
what
Ace Steel. It had to have been Ace Steel in 2011. But then let's fast forward to AEW. A lot of similarities happened here, but with AEW's, it was a much shorter span. This wasn't from '06 to 2011. This is 2021 to 2022, literally within a year.
and we had no issues.
20,
Like he won.
2021, 2021, we have no issues.
But also
CM
really good.
Punk's working great matches with wrestlers. He's respecting the wrestlers. He's saying the wrestlers in the
I mean,
back
him
are
and AJ,
awesome. I
him
can't hold on,
especially
hold on, hold on. Let me finish. He's saying all the wrestlers in the back are great. I can't wait to work with them. All this excitement in the air from him and the wrestlers in the back. They love him too. They want to work with him. The only issue The only person that had an issue with him was Eddie Kingston. That was the only thing. But Eddie Kingston has a problem with everybody
yeah. I
in the
mean,
back.
I
So
mean,
I kind of wrote that off, you know. But the wrestlers like the guy. They can't wait to work with him. Shaking his hand in matches. They're putting on good matches, even though Punk is a little bit rusty. Um,
yeah.
which
I
honestly I
mean,
don't think it's rust anymore because he still sucked in 2022 to where he's only having only good matches. He's not having the best match of his life like he did 2011. Um,
and you also gotta think, Tony, I was gonna think
and,
this too.
and, yeah, I know he's on the older side, but hold on. Then we cut to 2022. Before the Ace Steel situation, everything's still going well. Ace Steel shows his face.
And
The
here comes the
crap,
coincidence.
the the the, the wildfire has been lit. All the
It's just
crap has
like,
started. CM Punk's causing issues backstage. There was a fight, and now CM Punk is suspended. The Young Bucks are suspended. Kenny Omega is suspended. Brandon Cutler's suspended. And Ace Steel is fired. Just because Ace Steel
and
came to the company and caused and influenced Punk
issues.
to start issues. And you're
Yeah.
telling me, and it's highly coincidental. It's highly coincidental that these two
Like
situations were going.
coincide with each other. But it's
Hold on, let me give my cousin a hug. She's going to bed. Um, so yeah, there was a little cameo when I gave her a hug because I had a camera. But so yeah, y'all, that was my little cousin. um, but yeah, highly coincidental. Highly coincidental between these two scenarios. 2011, that situation where Punk leaves the company in 2014, and now too coincidental.
It-
Say this wasn't Ace Steel's fault.
and like you said, no, like you said, I mean, with Ace still being fired, and if
And
shit, Punk,
I'm going to say this. I said this on I think on an episode a few months back or a few episodes back. AJ Lee, I urge you, fix your husband.
please do, because
Don't let him hang out with Ace Steel. Don't let him be friends with Ace Steel. And if it
because
gives and if it causes a rift between you guys and you guys get a divorce, so be it. CM Punk's true colors showed. If that happens. But
yes,
please,
but
I urge you, don't let Ace Steel influence Punk.
because I mean, we see like Ace Steel leaves a trail of disaster behind him,
Yeah.
and we
And
saw that
he makes CM Punk do it every time.
and because we know that at this point, because like, even this too, like yes, we know we're on CM Punk's back end of his career, but like you said, I mean, I mean, who knows if your theory comes into fruition? That one makes me really want to kick the crap out of Ace Steel even more.
Yeah,
That's
literally, it makes me want to.
but yeah, it's just
But
like Ace Steel's like one more thing though. I feel like Ace Steel's just one is a worm, and not
he
in the
is.
good context.
He's a worm. He's also a snake in the grass, ready to strike.
Or one of the most cliche comparisons, a parasite.
He's a parasite. He's a leech, and he is
I mean,
sucking the life out of CM Punk right now.
and
He is a leech,
it's
and
sad.
he is causing CM Punk to just go crazy on wrestlers and just cause havoc in these locker rooms. They did it in 2011. They did it now.
Mm-hmm.
Two companies.
But
Actually,
yeah, I
three if you're
mean,
thinking about him causing havoc in Ring of Honor.
yeah, his early Ring of Honor days. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Um. But next topic I would like to talk about and would be great for us to discuss. Triple H and Shawn Michaels were not happy with Billy Gunn not being allowed to be at the 25th or the DX reunion on Raw. So Shawn Michaels and Triple H literally tried to get Billy Gunn in. They tried. For some reason, AEW wouldn't budge and completely said no. So that's why we did not get Billy Gunn at the show on Monday.
Which is a shame, though. I mean, it's just
It
like
is.
for those who remember DX back in the good old days. I mean, obviously, mostly me, anyways, because I was one of the lucky many to see him during the
Yeah,
Monday Night Wars.
I only saw. I mean, I didn't watch wrestling until '02. I only saw 2006 DX. So I only saw Triple H and Shawn do it. I didn't see the
Yeah,
rest of the.
like people like me. If you watch DX, because we seen him in the, I got a chance to see him in the prime years,
Yeah, we
and
saw the
it's
beginning
like,
stages of it.
and don't get me wrong though, DX has had their funny moments. Um, Obviously, for those who don't remember, the one moment people remember is the stand moment. And for those who don't know, the super kick
I
where
just kicked Stan. You don't know
and
controversy.
and
No
and I realized
controversy.
this too. That was Sean Spears that got super kicked.
Dude, I look back and noticing that it's Sean Spears, I crack up even
I
more.
was like,
You see what I
but
just did? I just kicked Stan.
and just going on a super kick spree. It's like,
Hey,
damn.
I know no controversy. I know controversy. Kicking everybody as he's saying it.
But yeah. Look, I got to give WWE their props. Tried to get them, but if I'm
But
AEW,
AEW,
like
man, you should have let him AEW. the problem wasn't WWE. It was Vince. Vince was causing this rift between you guys. Triple H literally would
Yeah,
want to work with you guys. Just saying. Triple H wanted
I
to
think he
work.
would
He would want to work with you guys, and he respects the business as a whole, not just WWE, the entire
as a
wrestling
whole.
business. He
But
loves the wrestling business.
because and even when we talked about this too, he did this for over 3 decades.
He's done this for 3 decades. He loves the business. He loves entertaining the fans, and it's even showing with his writing. He wants the best for the fans. He doesn't
Yeah, I
care
mean
about
it's.
he doesn't care about beefs with other companies. He welcomes other companies.
I mean shit. You know, think of that too. When he brought back the OC, they were still under their New Japan deals at the
They were
same
still
time.
New Japan let them come back to work shows. And also apparently WWE has a show that gotten in the way of a New Japan show, and Carl Anderson was booked to defend his never openweight title.
What up, Mo?
In that he was supposed to defend his title at the review, but it was double booked by both companies.
Yeah.
So they kind of got in the way, and New Japan said, you know what, keep him off our card, be on their card.
And see, this is
So
where I
he's
feel
not.
like,
So he's not. So he's not going to be at the New Japan show. He's going to be at the WWE show.
and this is where I feel like, kind of diverting, still going to the Triple H thing. I hope really Triple H realizes too, like, there's more opportunity because the fact that and like you said, he cares about the business, and and Vince was just a greedy old prick.
Great. The
I
only
mean,
the only thing Vince only cared about was killing other companies and making more money for his. That was all he wanted, was money. Triple
and we've
H
seen
wanted wrestling fans to enjoy the
at
shows.
least and deserve a lot better than what we got. What
He
since
came in. He came in, and I'm like, and he literally was like, judging on the returns that he had made the first month, the wrestlers that Vince fired deserve better. The fans deserve better. Let's give them better. And he
like
gave them
SummerSlam,
SummerSlam, gave
perfect.
them better.
Per, Io Shirai, Dakota Kai. Well, Bayley was just coming back from injury, so I mean that was
Yeah,
great
she
too.
was. Yeah, that was like she wasn't fired. I'm talking. Yeah, Io Shirai, Dakota
When it comes to
Kai,
returns, yeah, I
um,
who would have?
Johnny Gargano, Candice
I forgot.
LeRae.
Yeah, Candice LeRae. I thought talk about having a huge pop when she came back.
Dude, she had a
I
huge pop.
mean,
Her and Johnny had a huge pop. Same day. They literally returned
trying to
on the
think,
same day. Um,
who else returned? Oh, Bray.
Bray came back, huge
Oh,
pop.
that
The
was
thing is,
chilling.
it was like all the wrestlers got screwed by Vince. I'm sorry. Let me bring you back. To the
Triple
fans
H
who had to fans who had to subject themselves to bad writing. I'm sorry. Let me fix this, and he's fixing
because
it.
Triple and like Tyler said too, Triple H was cleaning up the mistakes that Vince left behind. Now the fact that if I'm Triple H and seeing all the other talent all around the world, it's just like why not reach out to the promotions like New Japan, AEW, um, Impact, whatever. Like at
Every
least
one
try
of
to get
them.
a
Every single one of them.
hell, even fucking GCW for the love of God.
I
Well, I
wouldn't. I
mean,
wouldn't do. I would not do
that's kind of pushing it.
GCW. That because you want to know why?
Uh,
GCW works death matches and WWE's a PG
right. I
product.
forgot about
It
that.
would not. It would not work.
Maybe PWG, Pro Wrestling Gorilla, maybe.
Like put it this way: would you expect Nick Gage to be on a WWE show when it's PG? No, you wouldn't expect that. You wouldn't even want that.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd
I
be
just realized.
he's too
I
tame.
just picked.
You wouldn't see him pull out a pizza cutter or beat somebody in the head with a light tube.
Oh my god! Probably one of the worst, funniest moments that.
It was so
Oh
coincidental,
jeez.
but it was hilarious. I'm like, that was great planning. And Domino's hated
Yeah,
it. I'm like, hey, enjoy
and
this. It's funny.
but like I said, I mean, you have opportunities to work with tremendous talent around the world.
Yeah,
If you
you
really think
do.
about it, like New Japan though. I mean, their biggest star, I'm trying to think, is Okada. I mean, Tanahashi's become starting a big star over there.
She could definitely show up on WWE. Um,
Oh,
you can
that would be
have
fucking nuts.
you can literally have Tama Tonga and Tongaloa on there, except don't make
Ooh,
Tongaloa be Camacho again.
oh Jesus Christ! What?
Don't
Who
make
to
him.
go?
Don't
Camacho.
bring him. Don't go. Don't bring him back as Camacho. Bring him back as himself.
Oh wait, that was him.
He was Camacho before New Japan.
Holy fuck! How did
He
I
was
did not
Camacho.
realize?
He was
Wow, that
Camacho in
blows my fuck.
2010.
Wow, that blew
He
my
was
fucking
Camacho.
mind.
Yeah,
Wow. And I
it
remember
was
Sin
before he
Cara was
became.
Hunico.
It was
Or
Hunico. It was Hunico for a while, and then it was Camacho.
oh my god, I forgot
He was
about that. That
he was also the
I'm
second
still
Sin
that
Cara.
still blows my mind just like thinking about it. Because when I'm looking at like with Tonga Loa, it's like he's completely different than what we saw back in 2010. It's like, but then again, looking at the comparisons, yeah, it's like, yep,
I looked
that's definitely him.
I looked back at like his theme song or his or match or something. I'm like, wait, is that Tongaloa?
Like it's hard because with Tonga Loa not having a beard, though, I mean, we looked around with Camacho, it's like you can't see that.
I'm
But
like,
now
you
you
can't.
really
He beefed up. He got slimmer and he got less of a beard. So it was like
so I mean, or how about this? Or think about it, maybe work with AAA. You know what I mean? Bring us some
work with
luchador.
AAA, work with New Japan, work with Ring of Honor, work with
I mean,
AEW.
I mean, damn, like this guy. Oh, jeez, Christ. If that was the case, good lord, I think everybody because not just that. I mean, we know how good popular WWE is.
If it's ever announced that
I'm gonna lose
WWE,
my shit.
hold on, if WWE was working with AEW, there'd be a whole firestorm all over the
Yeah,
wrestling community, bro.
because
They'd
because
be going nuts.
not just that too. Like say, if it works with like I said, AEW, New Japan, AAA, or
Yep,
Impact. That's more exposure,
it
which
is.
I think Triple H has to realize. Like, or I think he notices. And who's to say? I mean, him and Stephanie. I would say would I think Stephanie would not mind just thinking this too. If like when we talked about this before in our I think last couple of episodes. Stephanie preaches for the women's division. Now you really think about it, if you say you could bring like Shimmer and Stardom over to cross, kind of be like to the WWE's women's division. It's endless possibilities.
It could be way better than what they. I feel like they should just have like a select few for SmackDown's women's division. The Raw's women's division is ridiculously stacked at this
Which
point.
is
Let's face it,
shocking.
it's stacked on Raw, but the women's division on SmackDown is kind of lacking.
Which is very
Um,
shocking to if you really think
yes,
about it.
you have women like Shotzi and Raquel Gonzalez. Um, women like
Or shit. Or shit.
women
Think of
like
this too.
yeah,
Or
most
try
of them are
to
out there.
do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or think of this too. Or have a partnership, with like say AW Ring of Honor or that too, like and help expose and especially with NXT. Think about that for a minute.
Dude, but the thing is though, I feel
Yeah,
like now AEW is trying to fight back with WWE when they don't even have to anymore. Because look what happened last
what?
week. Look what happened last week, Rob, or this week. I didn't even know AEW was not on Wednesday. They were on Tuesday at the same
Which
time
is
NXT was. The same time,
yeah.
the same dang time. You're telling me that AEW is trying not to compete with WWE when they're literally following where NXT goes?
That too, and unfortunately,
That's
because
the
of the
reason
my
why. That's the reason why they removed from Wednesday to Tuesday because they did not want to compete with AEW because they didn't want to start this Team AEW Team WWE rift.
yeah, the
AEW's trying
tribalism bullshit.
AEW is trying to do this tribalism nonsense, and it's making me not like Tony Khan and AEW. Enough with
Yeah,
that. If you want, if you really want to have an alternate. Don't compete with them. Just just focus on your stuff. Impact used to compete with WWE, and then they said, you know what? No,
And
we're not
God,
doing
that
that.
failed hard.
Yeah, that fell after within a few months. It was like 2010. Um,
Yeah,
but they're working on their own stuff. Yes, the last few years when Dixie Carter ran the company, it kind of went down the
wasn't
crapper.
great.
Wasn't great, but
And we did
then
say this too, that AW at times needs to stop following the footsteps of what WCW was.
they're they're the ones attacking WWE. Why do you think WWE attacked you guys back? Because you attacked them first.
Because you threw out the first punch in
You threw
wrestling
out the
terms.
first punch when you had Cody Rhodes carry a sledgehammer to the top of the ramp where King's Throne was, which was a jab to Triple H.
If I'm not mistaken, that was the first.
That
What?
was the very first show AW held. Very first.
Trying to think. I know it was a pay per view, but I'm trying to think. What was it? Oh
It was
no.
all it was all out one.
Yeah. Okay. I thought because for some reason I'm thinking Double or Nothing off the top of
No, it
my
was
head was the very
it
first.
was Double or Nothing. It was
Yeah,
Double
it
or
was
Nothing
Double or Nothing.
first.
Because I think
And
October 5th they didn't. That was their official date for
for their
television.
TV show, yeah, for their television show, but Double or Nothing was in January of 2019. And literally the first punch was thrown by AEW. And you're telling me
You're trying not to compete.
you're trying literally you were like at the press conference. We're not trying to compete with WWE. We're trying to be an alternate to all these other companies. What did you do?
Hypocrite.
You threw the first jab at WWE. You're the issue, AEW.
I think I
Quit
could say this
with
too. I
the
think Tony
tribalism.
Khan's a
Not
hypocrite.
Tony Khan. No, it wasn't just Tony Khan. It was the elite too. Oh, we're not
Yeah,
going to compete with WWE. Yet
bullshit.
here they are throwing
Still
shots,
doing it.
and they're still throwing shots.
The hypocrite
Here's,
is it's
but
ridiculous.
hold on. But here's the thing. Now you're making WWE mad because they wanted to do a DX reunion show with all the members of DX. No, you can't have Billy Gunn because we hate you.
Really.
What? Come on. Enough with the petty bull crap. AEW. Enough.
But but yeah.
Next up we end the topics on a somber note. And I feel incredibly bad for Kevin Nash in the year that he had. Did you hear what
You
happened?
thought I have not.
Kevin Nash's Kevin Nash's Kevin Nash's son passes away at age 26.
This dude is really on goddamn lucky.
This man is so unlucky. It's a shame. It is a shame, and I feel bad for this man.
You lose your son this year, and then
You lose your best friend first earlier this year. Now you're losing your kid.
at 26. Good
Damn,
lord. It's just like the dude just cannot catch a break.
he can't. And he's been grieving literally all year.
And the fact
Not just
that
because
now
his
he's
best friend, but now his son.
like,
Damn,
I
man.
feel bad for that dude, that man's mental state. I
This
really
man,
do.
uh, his mental state is probably not good right now. Because, dude,
It's probably in
you're
shambles.
you're basically losing everybody. It seems like it makes you feel like if you're losing like multiple people in the same year, you feel like you're losing everybody.
It's nuts. Just
Heck,
because,
like it's just like you lose multiple people within a year or within two
yeah,
years. And I know,
about a year and a half.
and I know from experience because I lost like two people in my life within the span of like 2 years. You feel like you're losing everybody. You're losing people
Like,
left and
like,
right,
like,
which you are.
like
You lost somebody left and right. But I feel bad for this guy, man.
I
You
mean,
lose your best friend, now you lose your son
at 26, like, no one
at
should be bearing a kid
26.
that young.
He's around our age.
well, technically, I ain't saying nothing, but unfortunately, I'm going to get to that at some point. But it's just like, and for those who have not seen her, when we did a tribute to Razor Ramon, that hurts. As a child, as a one of the my
Dude.
one of the most
And the
childhood.
and the thing is, you want to know how bad it hurts? Watch that show because my dude cries over here
Like I literally I had to literally like get out of this out. Well, I mean, I was still on the stream, but I had to get out of the camera. Like literally, I had to cam down.
because in that situation when he was talking about him, he put himself in Kevin Nash's shoes
It's
when he was
just
talking about him. But now you lose your son, man. Damn.
like how like, and we said this too.
Rest in peace to your son. But
Like
dude,
life is too short sometimes,
we're
and it's
thinking
like,
of you. We're thinking of you, Big Kev. We're thinking of you, dude.
and with Razor Ramon
Oh,
and Scott Hall, though, I mean, well, Scott Hall, we knew he had some health problems, and he tried try to get as clean as possible, and just unfortunately wasn't really the
it bit him.
case.
It bit him in the end. It bit him in the end. 'Cause he had,
Unfortunately, it's
yeah, but now, but yeah, we're really thinking of Kevin Nash during this time.
it's just
The year that
like
he had, he needs a lot of love and support from fans and
he really does.
his
Like
friends, his family, everybody, man. So we're thinking of you,
it,
dude.
it's crazy just because I know, and from experience though, from growing being a wrestling fan for years, I've seen Kevin Nash wrestle. Well, not during the days when he was like Big Daddy Cool in the early days, but when I remember him as just kept like himself. I mean, sitting at 7 foot tall, and like and stuff like that, and occasionally when he brought back that Diesel character, which probably I think was one of the most criminally underrated gimmicks of all time in the history of the WWE.
I remember,
Um,
I remember. Well, the only thing I remember was like he had like this annoying theme, and then he had the intro to that annoying theme. Then he had music with it, and then it was fine.
but it's just
But he was a really tremendous wrestler in his day. Until
it's
2000, the 2000s, he looked washed. So it was like
and
I
unfortunately,
even look back at his TNA days. I'm like, yeah, you lost a huge step.
yeah. Well, and that's and there are some times where he took a step back where he come. I mean, there was a couple times where he tore his knee badly, if you
A
recall.
man tore a
Um,
quad walking to the corner of the ring.
like
Tore a
like
quad just walking. Like,
it's man, and like I said too. I mean, the fact that this dude's just got so much bad luck. He lost Scott Hall to
the man just had a bad year,
well,
and
bad 2 years if you think about
I
it, or a year and a half, I should say.
yeah, I would say year and a half because he lost his best friend a year prior. But the past year and a half sucked for this guy, and I feel
And this,
bad. I am thinking of this guy a lot.
it, yeah, I mean, especially I mean, I think like yes, I know losing a son is probably gonna hurt. I
It,
would say it's more of a it's like an extra cup.
I bet it hurts like hell right now.
Oh, yeah,
It hurts like
or
hell.
I think the worst thing is he announced that Scott Hall passed. That oof, that
When I read his words, I was wanting to freaking ball when I read those words. But
and just
but
looking back at it, it's like damn,
the past year and a half for this guy, dude, he needs a lot of love and support from fans.
he
So
really does.
we're thinking of him. A lot of fans are thinking of him,
That's
and
true.
I hope he can he mourns, he grieves, and he gets through this.
And he
And I
hasn't,
hope
and he wasn't even done grieving
he
after he
wasn't.
lost Scott Hall. And this
Yeah,
comes up, it's like I was like, damn,
yeah, it
like
sucks for this
tragedy
guy.
after
Tragedy after
like
tragedy for this man, and it
let the
sucks.
man mourn, damn it.
And the thing is, and the sad part about this is, Kevin Nash is known to be a nice guy. He is known to be a nice dude,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's
man,
I mean, damn.
bad things happen to good people, and it sucks, man.
I mean, Kevin Nash, I would say, if you're ever watching this, we feel
Dude,
we do feel terrible. I mean,
we're
he just
we've said this countless times in a span of like 5 to 10 seconds. It feels like we're thinking of you, my dude.
shit. I
Keep
mean,
hug the rest of your family. Think of the memories that
because
you and your son had over the years. He was 26, so I'm sure you had a lot of memories from when he was a kid. Um, Seeing him on the road, um, all that other stuff, man. Think of the memories,
absolutely,
and it'll make you happier. Um,
no, absolutely.
and rest in peace to your son, man. And we're thinking of you again. This has been the It's Real to Me podcast on the YouTube page. Like and subscribe if you liked the show.
Oh
Um,
damn.
will be what is the next pay per view for the pay per view review coming up?
I gotta check the schedule. I have to check. I gotta check the O3 schedule.
I have.
On the
You know what? I
because
got
we
you.
did wrestle.
Let me go to Wikipedia right quick.
Oh, damn. Let me get some comments here. Thanks, I appreciate that, Mo. Shout out to everybody that came through. Well,
It is Backlash 2003.
ooh, okay.
So
That's gonna be interesting to cover.
We'll get to cover Goldberg's debut pay per view match against The Rock, all that fun stuff. Um, but yeah, like and
Mm-hmm.
subscribe if you liked what you saw today. I'm sorry I had to end it on a somber note, but that's what happened. It was on
Which we
this,
don't want to do.
which we don't
I
want to
mean,
do,
shit.
but yeah, we don't want to. We didn't want to do that, but this was what happened in the wrestling. What happened in wrestling today, and it
It's
sucks
just
that it had to end. I had to end it on a somber note, but again, we're thinking of Kevin Nash and his family, his friends, everybody,
like,
especially Kevin Nash. But
and Kevin Nash has been through so much,
he's
and
been
also,
through
like
hell
I
the
said,
last year and a
we
half
appreciate everybody came through to some of our surprisingly our longer discussions for the last hour or so. I mean,
because we basically
you
were
know,
ranting about the whole Ace Steel CM Punk thing for the last 40 minutes.
I mean, I would have had that as filler if you really think
Yeah,
about it.
honestly, I was glad I was talking about that second because it made a good
Because
episode.
it
Um,
really did. Because, but like we said, I mean,
but y'all,
you
thank you
know,
guys for tuning in. This has been It's Real Me podcast. Again, like and
episode 20,
subscribe if you liked it.
absolutely.
Um, we're getting close to the 1,000 mark. We're getting
Mm-hmm.
scary close. We're getting scary close. So like and
Make sure you
subscribe
share all that
again.
good stuff.
Turn on
And
that
that being said,
notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Um, but
or
yeah,
be sure to
the road to 1,000 continues. Um,
absolutely.
and we love you
We'll see you
guys,
guys.
and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace.